No,
All right, we're back because Dan can't use the equipment correctly.
Okay, but seriously, you just told me you were going to go right back where we were, so I started talking as if we had not stopped to save you face, and then you announced that there's an end.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how
now
we do
no
it
one knows
show.
I called my mom and told her about your hair.
Well, my hair is fantastic. It always has been. It's as good as Franklin Richards' hair. I mean, we were just talking about fucking tracers, so, you know, it's all good.
No. Stop. Issue 5. Jason Meeks, Jeremy Clark's Brigman, The Weight of the Ink. Dick Sprang, one of the greatest inkers I ever used. You laughing at Dick Sprang? This is what hurt to me. You laugh at Dick Sprang.
Dick Sprang has the best name ever.
Oh my God.
You realize, like, this is like a podcast for, 13-year-old boys.
All three of them? Me and Palmer's kids, we're just doing this for Palmer's kids?
Yeah. That's, well, they're all old now, so.
Oh, God. Your audience is graduated?
Yeah.
I'll move my head so you can't see Toby.
It's all good. Well, anyway.
Page 2. The infos are amazing. I just want some quick shout out.
You got to look it up. That's the best part.
The best reason, yes. Richardson.
Now you're going to get really mad.
Hold on. You just hate him, sir.
Hey, look. Friend of the podcast, Ron Randall, is a great inker. We love him.
Roy Richardson.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See?
Look, see what he does to the inks. See what he does. Look at the weight he brings. Look at Jack's arm. That, my friend, is what an inker brings.
That's some weighty inking.
Also, man, why you gotta bring Ron into this?
We like.
I
said Ron Randall, and I meant to say Randy Emberlin. So,
all right, don't sound like Randy.
I'll take both. Though Ron Randall was less of an inker a lot of the time than he was a penciler.
Ever tell my Ron Randall story?
I don't know, but can I tell you mine really quick?
Go ahead. We get Ron. Come to the Ron Randall
cast. Well, Ron Randall, I think I've told this on the podcast before, but my friend Paul, my roommate, the jiu-jitsu lawyer Paul, we just grabbed something random to have Ron sign for him. And it was one of the Deconstructo covers with Justice League International, written by somebody we won't talk about, but drawn by Ron. And Ron was inked by Murphy Anderson on that book. And Ron was just good, just told us, sat there at the con and told us a whole story about, he thought he would have been, he would have loved inking Murphy Anderson, right? And here, one of the greatest inkers was inking his stuff, and he thought it was the biggest honor in the world, just going off about that. So I'll redeem myself by doing the fucking tracer joke. There's Ron talking about the importance of having a great inker and having one of his idols ink one of his covers and books. I thought it was a really fun story, personally.
I never talk trash about inkers because I see the value they bring. I honest to God do. There are so many people who, when they pencil, their lines are there and they're like, that's how it should be. And they pretty much just photocopy or use this. They keep my joke.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, but really they add so much weight and definition to the characters that a lot of pencilers don't always understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can draw well, but the inker will find stuff in there and find the contrast there to really make it great. Okay, Ron Randall stories, though. Ready? So I've known Ron for ever, right? And so me and my friend, oh my God.
You forgot who was in the story?
Yeah.
Zach. Which Zach?
Zach Fisher.
Okay.
Who tables with. We did this whole Roman comic a long time ago. No one likes. So, man, we're moving ahead of the time with the futuristic Roman armor that Wonder Woman picked up later. Anyways, Ron Randall used to table with us. He's been like a major part in helping me become more. I'll one up you if you want. I have everything Ron's. I have a whole stuff.
Oh, I do too. I do too. This is where we have this in common. Yeah.
Ron is actually the one who helped us get on Kickstarter. He's the one who taught us how to do Kickstarter and everything. So, he was, kept me calm when I didn't want to do it. So we're tabling next to him like, oh man, it must have been 15 years ago. It was his island. He did the Periscope Island back then. And what would happen is people would drop out and he'd call up Zach and me and we could go get a table with him when we couldn't get a table because we weren't big enough. The con pretty much always had us on a waiting list and we never would get anything. And Zach had interned under Ron. Zach went on to do a bunch of work. Like whenever you see that really high end World of Warcraft crossover cosplay from like Jessica and stuff, a lot of those designs are from Zach Fisher. So this is back before all that. Zach and I are doing this table, and I start trying to explain to Zach how important Teen Titans are, right? Because he's talking trash about the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't think you understand. I wasn't a Teen Titans fan, but I lived through that era. And they were everywhere. They were huge. Like, no, those only got like that after the cartoon. No, man, like you couldn't go to the library and get Teen Titans comics. Check out the comics.
Best-selling DC book from 82 to 84.
And Zach starts talking about how that's revisionist history. And Ron looks over to us because he's like 8 feet away. Goes, no, Zach, hang on. Starts flipping through some originals of his work. Pulls out a Teen Titans cover that he did during the 8th run. And goes, they were huge. It was a huge deal for me to work on them. Teen Titans was one of the best-selling comics of all time. And Zach's like, oh, okay.
No, that's the whole thing. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I talked about it a couple podcasts ago, and I've talked about it with Greg a lot when we did the whole Legion run. But like their two best-selling books were New Teen Titans and Legion of Superheroes. And I mentioned it a couple podcasts ago. Their two best-selling books were Present X-Men and Future X-Men.
I'm just going to say, Legion of Superheroes sounds like revisionist history.
That is not revisionist history. I can get the numbers for you.
And then
I think the struggle with that, and it's interesting too, because I am going to tie this back to this book that we're reading right now. One of the ways they hurt sales there is they took their top 2 selling books and made them direct sales only.
Well,
at the time, that was new.
Yeah.
You were still buying off the newsstand. Power Pack dies when it gets taken direct sale only.
So they went to direct sales after the closure of Capital, right?
Yes.
That's when that happened.
They transitioned 6.
Well, they closed and then Capital
6 books in 84.
I just remember it was like the 90s is for the Power Pack and things.
Yeah. No, Power Pack I think went out. I'll have to look it up. Power Pack I thought went a little bit earlier. Because I saw a Power Pack book. So I actually looked in my collection. I have three Power Pack books. I picked up at the last con I was at in a dollar bin. I picked up issue 4 and 5.
Refined Essence.
And then I think I had like an issue 38 or something, and it had the $1.25 cover on it. So that had to be direct sales because you weren't paying $1.25 at that point. If it wasn't direct sale. You're still paying 75 cents.
I feel like a wiki article will help us.
Yeah, it's possible. Or I could just ask AI.
Yeah, listen, don't do it. It's never right.
But
it lies.
Yeah, of course it lies. But
especially Google.
But this issue we should talk about because that's what we were talking about. But yeah, I think some of the things too, though. I think it's fun to explore in these podcasts. Is I think I want to answer that next time. I want to get back into the book here. But yeah, I think some of the struggles with some of these properties in the 80s that were really good, that were selling great, is they weren't Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Avengers, right? And then you got them out there in front of people on the newsstand, but all of a sudden they disappeared. And then they weren't there to grab, but Superman was still there to grab. Spider-Man was still there to grab.
That's
Because
kind
they
of a
weren't going to
valid
take
point.
Superman and make it direct sale only. They experimented on direct sale. And, like, from a business standpoint, why do you take some of your top-selling titles and make them direct sale?
It's weird because when you say that, I remember struggling suddenly to get Power Pack as a kid because it was always at 7-Eleven first. And then, like, I remember not seeing it for a long time, and I started finding it in other places and started rebuying it again later.
And I had the same issue with Legion because with Legion and Teen Titans, they did reprints. So the stories were a year behind. So they did 12 issues of, they did 12 months of 2 issues a month where you had a direct sale book and a newsstand book. And then the newsstand book went into reprints. So that's how they handled that with their top 2 selling books. And and they did that with Batman and the Outsiders as well. So not as familiar with what Marvel did. I don't recall Marvel doing anything like that.
I just remember Capital going under and Marvel. I think that's when Marvel with the direct sales. But I might have it reversed because it was longer than I can remember, and I worked at a comic book store since then.
But here we are, and so kind of tracking some of these books too. It's interesting. On page 2 and 3. Well, page 3 is where Franklin has the goatee. So, you noticed it, right?
Double chin because he's a child, sir.
Okay. Well, June does draw amazing children, as we've commented on.
Look at this anger face.
Yeah, and I actually think she does Franklin really well. He doesn't look as old as the other kids, which is also just impressive. Like, the striations of age are really good. Yeah, but Franklin's back. In a nutshell, these 2 pages, he finds his body and he finds the Brood talking about how they're going to get rid of that larva and go back and get the chameleon, right?
Yes.
And so they wrap Franklin up in some fluorescent wiring or something.
It is a net thing out of the
Yeah, Franklin's body, but
neurofiber.
But Ghost Franklin, Dream Franklin, is still floating around. So he goes back to Earth. And
again, what do you got? Colors, themes?
Oh yeah, 2. You got your paragraph changes. Yep, based on the coloring. And he goes back to Earth, and there's Storm, who just abandoned Franklin last issue and was like, "Oh, I'll go find Wolverine and Kitty Pryde." And he goes back and is like, "Oh, Storm's there," and she's like, "Oh yeah, well, Franklin, I just left you alone before, but I'll go back with you now." "Oh, you're saying this world is made of a storm? Ah, I'm Storm. Of course I'll go."
So we're finding the title.
Yes. And so, in the 80s, though, this would have totally been like a Power Pack Storm miniseries, right?
That's what they all were in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And it's just fun. So we go back, we flip the page, and we've got the giant ugly fish Brood ship. And they note they met this ship back in the first book we read. Thank you, editors. And they all start to get ready. Katie powers up. She's ready to take these guys out until they get in. And they see Franklin all wrapped up. And they are not excited. But we've got a Brood queen. And I'm just not a fan of this Brood queen.
Really? I like the design.
Or it's not the Brood queen, sorry. This is Dejina's sister.
Oh, just
working for the Brood. This is Maraud, yes. Not Mayhem. Not Mischief.
Just real quick, just want to point out a cool design feature.
Yeah.
These windows here, right? Wait for the camera, right? Are also here.
Oh, the windows for the ship.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Just the little details, man.
Are you saying June Brigman is a good artist?
Don't talk about a queen.
So, on speed dial. So now we've got Now we've got Power Pack facing off against the Brood ship, and we meet the Brood Queen. I was just a page too early. And the Brood Queen's like, I was told you were intelligent. An overstatement since you fell into my obvious trap. Was your prowess too exaggerated? You know, I love overconfident villains. They make me happy.
Even if it comes.
And yeah, you need villains like this sometimes. You know, not everything needs to be not every wrestling match should be on the main card.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need the villain I know is going to get beat. I don't think she's a jobber, but I'm pretty sure she's losing.
So, I just want to make, you're saying she's a Rowdy Piper. It seems like she should win, but she'll go like 600 losses in a row.
Well, and I was kind of thinking,
more like the Miz? Like the Miz?
No.
Overconfident, always thinks they're going to win, thinks everybody else is trash.
Yeah.
And loses every match and only gets to be champion because of a bunch of weird
and mid-card. Yeah, no, she can be the Miz.
A mid-card, always trying to a punch above his weight. Yeah.
Yeah, mid-card. Yeah, that works for me. That does work for me. Definitely not the honky tonk man, because he always won.
I hated honky tonk man growing up.
You were supposed
to. I literally would turn off wrestling for a little while, the first match to get over, and look for other things on TV.
I love
every
the
freaking
honky tonk
time,
man.
Every freaking time. It wasn't because I just thought he was bad. I just thought he was.
He's the greatest intercontinental champion of all time.
He's the only intercontinental champion of all time. I swear to God, that belt only was made to make him happy.
Well, it was
also, what's Intercontinental? The Intercontinental.
Well, it's between the continents.
5 feet?
It's like Atlantis.
He's got the Atlantis belt?
I think it's between the continents, technically.
I just remember always as a kid going, what does that mean?
Well, they really made that belt for, let's see, they put it on, they introduced the belt. It was supposed to be a mid-card title, but then they gave it to Randy Savage for a long time, and it was like the worker belt. So you had Hulk Hogan on top, who just goes in and does a leg drop, and you had Macho Man going in there.
He hulks out.
Well, he eventually hulks out, but he had those great matches with Ricky Steamboat, right? And that was
because Ricky Steamboat.
That was the times, because if you went down south, you had Ric Flair on top, and all he was doing is working 60 minutes every night, like doing these crazy long matches, and they had nothing like that in New York, so they had to match it up. This wrestling history moment was brought to you by the 1980s and Power Pack.
Southpaw Wrestling.
Also, if you want some wrestling action figures, you can go to the Retro Emporium in Kent, Washington.
All right, we're back.
So, we've got some overconfident Brood Queens. We've got Jack. I kind of love, like, so you were mentioning Jack last time and how Jack always makes the most sense, right? And the kids all kind of go crazy. They're going to fight the Brood. Jack just goes up and smacks her in the head.
Jack Harry.
Yeah.
I was going to point that out too. He's like, screw it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you're right. Like, all the other kids are all angsty about everything. Oh, no, they're like, forget fighting, Jack. We got to fix Franklin, and we got to solve this. And Jack's like, yeah, no, I'll take care of business right here.
He's like, I can't shoot anything. Let's be like, I have to tell you help, Katie. And Jack's like,
thumbs. Yep.
What are you guys doing over there? Do something.
I kind of like Jack as a smart little brother. You know, it makes me happy. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me go back to my favorite picture of Jack in Soul Comics real fast. Freaking teenagers. It's not very serious. And this is my favorite image in the history of Power Pack is this book now, which is that one right there. We wait for it.
Yeah. Are all teenagers stupid? Of course they are.
Oh,
and we're just grown-up teenagers.
God,
so
good. So good.
Well, we start a little battle with the Brood, and
hang on. Look at that.
stomping.
If you're
Yep.
on mic, you can't see this if you're listening to the podcast, but if you catch the video, you can see Jack
You got it.
being the only one making that somebody does something.
Yep. And with a whack. We got lots of whacks and pows and quams.
What was the
too.
letter I'm missing this?
We could do a drinking game with all these Batman 66 like noises here. But anyway, they get Jenna out of the clutches of the Brood. Katie's blasting some Brood to get it leave her friends alone. The ship comes in and yikes, and they're coming back with the ship. Oh yeah. So is that Friday?
Yeah. Oh, with the storm? Sorry, which one?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, that's Friday.
And Friday's gonna crash, I'm sure. Because you taught me that in every episode.
I think we've already had the Friday crash.
Oh, that was on Earth.
Yeah.
I think that was in the first
They should
story.
not be crashing anytime soon. We had the
Well,
first major
anyway,
crash.
one of Katie's Powerballs hits Friday. And the Brood Queen's had enough. She throws a net over everybody. I don't know how she gets the net over Jack. Because can't he just become like Misty? But anyway, Benita Bizarre knocks out the Bugaloos with her hairdryer.
What?
I mean, the Brood Queen drops a net on Power Pack.
What the heck are you doing? Also, the purple blacklight lookingness of the stuff in colors point. Every time this comes, stop, man. Yeah, control today, sir.
Yeah, you know. Look, if we don't have every pop culture reference in here, at least the bad ones, what have we've done something wrong.
Just like, look at this picture.
Yeah.
All right, pull
It's,
off the shot.
Well, we are all trapped, and we've got to figure out how to get out of this trap. It looks like the Brood Queen's about to put some blood embryos in these children. She's very proud of it. She's gonna turn them all alien and stuff.
Can you set up a home world where they'll begin to spawn and make more brood?
Yeah,
It'll be
we
more
love
brood.
making brood. Alien so creeps me out. The movie, I can barely watch it, honestly.
The first one?
Any of them? The first one. Yeah, it's a good movie. It just creeps me out. But yeah, I mean, they're the first couple are good movies. Yeah, like they just creep me out. I don't like things exploding out of people's stomachs.
Yeah.
I like the weeping angels from Doctor Who less. Those scare the fuck out of me.
You gonna beat that?
The what?
It's going on.
Yeah.
Rory.
Well,
Are we here?
Storm standing. I got Storm standing with Franklin. Yeah, there we are. And Storm finds a storm planet and is like, I'm gonna take all these people out. And she says, as Wolverine would say, I'm the best there is at what I do, especially on a planet that seems especially created for me to wield as a weapon. And so we flip the page, and the Brood are going to take out Coffee and Katie. The other kids are under the energy net, now awake, going, no! Can you say it? Can you say it better than me? Like, no! Oh, not that kind of no. And then all of a sudden, the ship is blasted by a storm. Alex is like, what's happening? The web is dissolving. And Katie needs help, but then her power comes back. Alex does what he always does and grabs Katie. Julie grabs Alex. And they start running away, as they should, because they were about to get infected. Caesar is all about them running away. And then, that's Caesar the cat, by the way, in the background, not Caesar in the comics.
You can hear him good.
Yeah.
And
well, he's like, I'm right here. You know, I'm a cat, and you should pay attention to me. That's how cats are. Until you want to pay attention to them, and then they're like, screw you, I'm a cat. You're trying to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
And Except my old cat was, well, anyway, let's not go off about my old cat. So, the kids are escaping. Storm is attacking. We've got all sorts of transition pages too. This is fantastic. We're just getting battle after battle. Now, you've been mentioning the panels. I'm going to call out some panels. I love the horizontal and vertical paneling on this 2-page spread.
It's old up. If
Next
you're
one.
watching one of it.
Yeah, flip the page.
Oh, I really love this one. Sorry, I'm still over here staring how good the action on this.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a view.
Yeah, see, now we're at the same spot. And you get one scene where Storm is kerthuming and crackooming and blasting everybody. And then Franklin pops in, is like, Storm got you guys free. Follow me. And they're asking Frank where his body is. And Storm is just going off with a croom. So we had a crackoom and a croom.
So I'm just going to point out inner, outer panel on the verticals are bleeds. Center panel is paneled.
See?
So it's brilliant.
And then we get the next page where you're going to like the paneling even more. Storm's standing up at the top, and they're like, no, Storm, stop. Don't crash the ship. Digena's still on it. They're like, Storm, no, don't. And Storm is not having any of that. She just blasts the living hell out of that ship.
I mean, she is Mohawk Storm.
And everybody's floating down, and now Coffee is distressed. He's like, I promised to keep her safe. I've got to save her. They need Friday back. Frank needs to find his body. So Franklin and Kofi go off, or Franklin and Coffee go off to take care of that business. They're like, wait. He's like, no, I'm going. I'm taking care of this. Storm looks distressed. The kids are like, don't do it. We split at the party, which you never do.
You do in every X-Men comic. What's going?
Franklin and Coffee run into Murad. It's looking bad. And we don't know what's going to happen next.
Wait, what?
It's looking not good. Is Coffee in trouble at the end of every issue?
Oh, it is.
It's not looking good.
Hey,
and we get an alternative cover for Power Pack Grow Up #1.
You gotta go look with you. It's about to ship something. No.
And we're in trouble.
Jin. That's just Jin.
Yeah. No. That's Murad.
What? Where does it say this is Murad?
She's holding Coffee's hair.
That's.
Nah, it's Murad.
Oh, Murad. Okay. Oh my God.
Dijin is captured somewhere in there. Dijin is captured somewhere in there.
I got everything mixed up again. Oh, I do that.
It's okay.
People they read my books. They have the same problem.
It's okay.
The red lines.
Well,
this is the cool art for the fan art. Open cover thing. I love again that we're dealing with period of the X-Men that's familiar with this. And then sometimes you'll bring up on this podcast, I've noticed this time. This run, right? The run that I read as a kid felt like it was targeted to me, right? And it's how I got into other things like this. I'll be honest there. I read Power Pack before it did. And it didn't really have that. But this run feels like it's still written to me, right? Because it's giving me the X-Men I know. It's giving me the characters I know. It's giving me them the powers that I know. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's an interesting take because are your kids buying Power Pack at the store or is it just dads? Going, oh yeah, I remember what it was like to read kids superheroes. Going to my own numbers for Starlight, we sell a large chunk to 35 plus males. And the rest is to teenage girls, honestly. That's how we're We have a lot of like 13 to 18-year-old teenage girl buyers.
Well, you have a strong female lead. You've got rave culture. You've got, but I think with this too, you think about the audience for comics, right? In this age, this is totally a nostalgia book. We're going back to the 80s. I mean, this is
just
straight
an
up.
extra book.
Yeah, it's a Gen Xer book. I mean, it's straight up Stranger Things, right? Like we are.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, the book I'm working on is set in the 80s, right? Like, I mean, there's reasons for that. I think, you're hitting a market that bought comics, is used to holding comics. I was talking to somebody, and you may be of the same perspective now, but I was talking to a 28-year-old comic fan a couple months ago, and he mentioned to me, well, I don't buy floppies. I just buy graphic novels because it's cheaper. And first off, I didn't break down the math for him because I wanted to really badly and explain that it's the same price. But that aside, people read comics in a very different way, and I find myself doing it too. I probably need to switch, but I've been still buying my comics from a shop where I get them mailed to me once a month. And so I've gotten way behind on my comics. So now I find myself grabbing like 10 issues of the same comic, and reading it instead of reading everything once a month, right? And it's a different experience. I feel like I need to switch back to a local comic shop so I can interact with more people who read comics. Because I think that's what gets you into the spirit of everything, right? And so, it's different. And then somebody says, oh, read this. And then you go try this, or you read this, so you go try this. I miss that interaction. That's what I get on the show. But I think, it is a different environment. So now you take something like this. It's written in the old school style. This is clearly written to be read monthly.
Oh, yeah.
With the recaps at the beginning and everything.
Yeah. It's very traditional.
Louise writes it as a traditional comic story. And I think, that's exactly it. You're hitting these notes. And why not, right? It's fun. And, maybe it's not written for the attention span. I cannot... by the time you listen to this, Peacemaker will be way out for a few episodes now. But, I knew they were going to do it to me, but I'm still pissed. Like, they're doing one episode a week. I hate that shit. I just wish they would release the whole fucking thing. I don't know why, streaming has this notion that it's better to release something 1 week at a fucking time. Just give me the book, give me the movie, give me the story, and then let me digest it in the order I want to. That's why I pay for streaming, right? And this book does not do that. It's a callback to reading one issue at a time and, doing it in a monthly format. I'm not saying it's a bad read all at once. I read it all at once and I enjoyed it, but they are definitely going a different direction there. But what I find often is you take something like the Peacemaker series or some of the long extended series, and they're not written in a way that needs to be watched once a week, but they're still forcing it into weekly episodes.
I watched it into Peacemaker. That's what it from all that.
Yeah. You haven't watched any of the Peacemaker?
No, I watched the first season a little bit.
Well, the new season just started, and I haven't watched the first episode yet.
Oh, so I watched that. I don't go down that rabbit hole, but it's fine.
It's fun, but it didn't need to be watched weekly, right? Like, you could have just sat down and watched all the episodes at once.
That's what I did.
Yeah. And I see shows try to do it. I mean, I've seen, I really liked, you can laugh at me because I feel like I'm an old man now, but I really liked the Kathy Bates Matlock series that just came out.
I knew it existed.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch it, I think you would enjoy it as well. The first episode takes you on a Travis turn really quickly in the episode. It kind of reminds me of your and Greg's writing.
Well, okay, so I'll ask you about later.
When you're writing with Greg, how you'll take the story in a way and then
Greg will tie it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And it will flip and not give you what you expected. Like the whole notion of Greg talks about a lot of putting a character in an environment where you don't expect them to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it takes one of those kind of twists in the first episode. I actually think you'd really like the show. But that's one where I felt like it came out weekly, but I felt like they wrote it to come out weekly.
So what you're saying is, if a show's written to come out weekly, it's better than a show that's not written to come out weekly, but then they make it weekly.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're not writing it to come out weekly, just give me the graphic novel is what I'm saying. Give me it all at once. If you're
And
writing it to come out weekly, then do that. And I think this successfully, is packaged in a format. Obviously, everything's shaped for graphic novels right now. Like every story arc's 5 fucking issues or 6 fucking issues. It's so fucking annoying.
ow, I feel personally attacked. You know why it's that way, right? I told you this before.
Yeah, I know it's that way because you want to put everything in book form so you can sell it at a bookstore.
Well, no. The 6 issue thing is because it translates into a screenplay very well.
It's
When I was in Hollywood, that was the thing they always told us: put it in 6 issues.
One of my favorite, you mentioned Teen Titans, right? One of my favorite things about Teen Titans and X-Men and Claremont and Wolfman was that they would do a string of issues that tied together, but then they would do like a breather issue that spotlighted somebody or just looked at what they did during the day. Like Wolfman would throw an issue in there, look at the Teen Titans, how they live in the tower one day, and then you go back to the heavy story, right? Chris Claremont would throw those kind of spotlight issues in. Paul Levitz was good at that. I think a lot of team book writers, you do that to cleanse the palette and then, also introduce your characters. When you always put it in graphic novel format, you lose that. And I hate that, right? Like, they're not fighting all the time. You're not just always going from one fight to one fight. These are characters you learn to love because you're following them and their struggle and what they do. And sometimes I hate the graphic novel format in the sense that I think it eliminates that. Anyway.
I just remember something important.
Okay. Well, Travis is doing something important, but we can wrap this up because
I did want to come out and say there was a Teen Titans Go run that was amazing.
Yeah.
The night begins to shine. Everything you just told me reminded me that existed. No, watch it after.
Well, there you go. See,
it was the best damn cartoon. People complain about Teen Titans Go all the time because they're like, it's for babies. But man, I've watched it because I go to conventions a lot. And a lot of times it'll be playing like in a bar or something on repeat or something, like somebody will have a DVD of it. I saw The Night Begins to Shine while I was trapped in the bar because the person had freaking dining dashed on me. And so I was stuck there trying to find someone to bring me my wallet. And I watched the entire Night Begins to Shine series, and I just thought, this is the best thing they've done with the Teen Titans ever. I'm sorry. I do like the original Teen Titans series. It's fine. But the Teen Titans Go is just fine too. It's it's hilarious. The movie they did where they ran into each other, oh my God, I was dying.
I'm up and down on it because I don't really like the art style that much.
Yeah, I can let that go.
And
if you're that funny, the joke's got to go.
I can't because just knock the other one
down. Are you gonna pull out a freaking? Yeah,
because everything had to be that art style afterwards, and the Legion looked like shit in that art style.
That was the weirdest thing. Actually, I watched that series. I didn't really like it.
It wasn't super great. Like, I mean, it was.
Didn't they do that right after they did a really great another series right before that? And then I thought that was going to be a continuation of it, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, they just so in Justice League Unlimited, they send Supergirl to the future to be in the Legion of Superheroes, and then they don't follow up on that. So, yeah, if I would have gotten the Bruce Timm art Legion, oh my God, that would have been amazing, right?
Okay.
Yeah. If you went from Justice League Unlimited to Legion of Superheroes, that would have made so much sense. Big cast, like that would have made, but they didn't do that.
Where they messed up what's her name's hair, and everybody had a meltdown. The other Green Lantern that I can never remember because she's new, but Bruce Timm gave her short hair, and everybody had I can't have sex with her moment.
Oh my God. I don't know what you're talking
He's
about.
the girl in Green Lantern.
Jessica Cruz?
Yes. Oh, what was the movie?
Is this a recent thing?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay. Well,
First
anyway.
Tim Cutter hair. The internet, my Facebook lit up like it was the most woke
Lost
thing
her
ever in
mind.
history, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me? It's just a different drawing. It's easier to draw."
I mean,
also, they just mistake her as Wonder Woman if they kept her with his style.
I don't look at Jessica Cruz as a sex object, so I don't get it.
It's just so weird how they react like that.
Yeah. I mean,
The
yeah,
internet,
I
man.
don't know.
What's so going
Jessica
on there?
Cruz is one of my favorite superhero origins of all time. The whole I got the ring because I had the will to withstand terrible trauma. I always thought that was a really cool like story. And now they're not doing anything with her, but
well, that's wrong. And I liked her with short hair. It seemed like it was more along who the character was.
But anyway, yeah, we should wrap this up.
Oh yeah, sorry, I get it. We start talking about comic books, and I've had a long day, so I'm
well.
like,
This is how this podcast goes. Everybody knows it's a chat and a conversation, but we're gonna wrap this one up. We just finished Into the Storm number 3. We're gonna go into the Storm number 4. You should pick up Power Pack Into the Storm. You can even pick it up as a graphic novel, and I won't yell at you. You can also go buy the floppy somewhere, and that's fine.
It is still available. You can still have your shop order it.
Greg will be back soon, but you can go visit Greg. I wore the shirt today at the Retro Emporium in Kent, Washington, so you can go do that. Of course, Travis has some books that should be probably close to Kickstarter.
Oh, I have a date for you for one of them, but
okay.
So I have a Bad Future coming out. So
not good future.
No, it's a bad future. I don't know,
like bad English or bad medicine or bad.
What? Okay, so anyways, that's coming out. You can find that on Kickstarter. I do believe it's coming out September 26th.
Okay.
I will be in Tucson next Friday at 2 p.m. Doing
next Friday when? In the future past?
In the future. Hopefully not the future past. Oh, it is.
It'll be the past future.
Yeah, because the 29th.
Oh, so, well, Travis will... You'll hear this later because it's the future past.
Travis was
But Travis will post this somewhere, or I'll post it because Travis will tell me what to post, and we'll let you know before this, but in the past, future, past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly,
timey-wimey stuff. Don't sue me.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. Yeah. So Bad Future comes out September 23rd.
Yeah.
On Kickstarter. So just do a search there. And then I have Nemesis, which is available to sign up to get notifications on Kickstarter. And then we just finished up the graphic novel. And then let's talk about Greg's stuff. Greg's got stuff.
Greg has stuff? Greg has Absolute Launchpad is not the name of the book. I believe it's called Absolute Zeros Camp Launchpad. Absolute Launchpad, that would be like the B series in the Absolute line for DC, like Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman.
It's Launchpad McQuack.
Yeah.
But he's like serious.
Yeah, can you imagine? You know what the Absolute line needs?
Oh, Launchpad McQuack?
No, it needs Absolute Captain Carrot. And the Zoo Crew.
You just gotta go for obscure. Oh.
Yeah, it was written by Roy Thomas.
I just say,
like,
I lost it.
You're like, I said Roy Thomas, and you got mad.
Yeah,
Roy Thomas, creator of Wolverine.
Yeah, it's just this. We have a stop. Okay, we're good.
Make you really mad. No, like, but anyway, yes. Anyway, sorry. Absolute Zeros, Camp Launchpad. You can still buy that book. It's still kind of summertime, so I think it's fun to read any time of year, though. And if you buy that book from Greg, he will personally send you a signed copy of an MXPX CD with the book. You heard it right here. You reach out to Greg if you haven't gotten those CDs. He will sign that MXPX CD for you. and send it out to you.
You're gonna make me miss Bremerton.
Well, you should move there.
I shouldn't follow me.
Do you want to sing the song with me?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't like it that much. So, and then of course, Jiu-Jitsu Lawyer Paul, who keeps us on the air when I do stupid things. And yeah, go to him. Employment law needs, whatever else. And if you want to choke out your opponent in jiu-jitsu, you can do that too. I think he was in Las Vegas earlier this month.
You weren't.
I was not. But we'll talk about it off air, but I may go to Las Vegas next month. So
I'm down.
let's do it. And we can podcast from there. But until that happens, we're going to go now. And we'll be back next time with issue 4. Come back for another fun, bantery episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.